is there a minimum or maximum salary bracket for KMRC loan applicants?
What if I default? How flexible is KMRC during tough times? Hi everyone, my name is Edna.
And I'm Marcy.
And this is The Real Conversation,
your trusted guide in everything real estate here in Kenya.
And before we begin, as usual, we'd like to say a huge thank you to Centum Real Estate,
yes,
the biggest real estate developers in East and Central Africa. Yes.
And so today we just want to raise the flags to the women.
Yes, happy
International Women's Day,
Day, everything.
Yes.
To the women. We love you. We appreciate you.
You're seen. And also, happy International Women's Day, Edna.
To you.
To me. To you. Unasikia aje leo?
What a fantastic woman you are.
Stop. Gosh. Oh my God. Sadi nime lose composure. Niambia.
Mimi, kwanza sasa tujuliane hali as we continue. Recently nimekuwa nikifikiria over actually jana. Yesterday was on, okay, for whoever is watching this, yesterday for you is Wednesday. Today for us, yesterday was Sunday. So I've been thinking about it. It's a new month and I thought about my resolutions.
Gosh, unaanza kuwa serious, unanishtua.
No, listen. Nilijambia at the end of the year, most of the times, unaanzanga kujuliza like what you have achieved, and most times you hardly can find something substantial. Maybe there are one or two things, and you unaweza pata, but you hardly find them. So nika come up na a solution for myself. Every month, because I know I won't do it every week, every month I write what I have achieved for that month.
That's a really good thing. And actually, there's some people who normally do it quarterly.
Kama appraisal.
Like an appraisal. So after every 3 months, because sahi tuko March. So March ikiisha, you go sit down with yourself, gather your thoughts, and then you see what you've achieved, what your goals were. Isikwetu, you are writing resolutions for the sake of writing resolutions.
Alafu, I think pia goals are better achieved like that.
Short term.
For me.
Yeah.
Short term goals will work for me better. And then my biggest goal for February and achievement birthday is the podcast. Yes. I forgot to buy myself a piece of cake and say congratulations.
Birthday tumetoka mbali. Tumetoka mbali sana. The first episode, I remember we were shaking.
Mtu mwenye aliwatch.
Thank you.
See the
Thank you. Thank you for being with us.
For being here.
My week. Mvua. Imeanza tu all of a sudden. And watu wenye hatuna gari.
For now.
But yet.
For now.
Yes, the power of the word yet. Watu wenye hatuna gari yet. Tunajua why we need cars. And I think tu hiyo ndio ilinipata off guard. But generally, I'm just okay. I am thankful. I'm thankful for friends because now over Women's Day, that's when I actually saw the power of female friendships. And it's so good. Like, women support each other. They build communities. They build families. And it's not to discredit the efforts of men because hapa tuko na some men wenye wananiangalia na macho za candles. But it's just to give women their flowers and say, by the way, we notice you and what you're doing. Yeah, and there are a few women in my life who I just want to thank. Grandmothers, mothers, maternal figures. It doesn't have to be a mom. It can be your aunt. It can be your cousin. Just someone who reminds you of your worth and value.
By the way, I got a gift on Women's Day. Yeah, I'm spoiled. When I say I'm loved at home, I really am. Nilibaiwa Stanley Cup. Yeah. Nilikuwa nikuja nayo leo nisip nayo maji hapa, a very big cup, a 1 liter cup. I'm so happy.
Wacha nikwambia Edna anafinyanga Valentine's Day, alikula Ferrero Rocher. nini ingine ilikuwa katikati ya Valentine's Day.
I'm not sure.
Kuna kitu alipewa tena hapo katikati, akapewa gift. Saa hii ndio hii Women's Day. Yani unanifanyanga, mbona usinibuy hizi vitu hizo?
But see, I get you some stuff.
Yeah, I get me some stuff.
Once in a while I do. Anyway.
To back to the topic.
We digress. Anyway, so last week we spoke about mortgages. And today it's more of a continuation, like a part 2, mini part 2. Yeah, of the same episode. We usually talk about KMRC.
Now watu hawajui what it is.
Yeah, so KMRC, basically, before we start, this is an episode on KMRC.
And it's going to be a short episode. It's just to shed a light on what KMRC is, so that next time tukiongelea KMRC, usishtuke.
Yeah.
And also before we continue, Isaac, thank you.
So much.
Thank you.
For being our guest last episode.
And if you want to see the magic of Isaac and a hapo chini, there'll be a pop-up banner. Just go see and watch the
episode. While you work.
Yes, it's a very enlightening episode. So also the things that you're saying here, this fly through. You're able to understand and know what you're talking about. And so tunazanza with what KMRC is and how it works.
By the way, we asked these questions on our question poll on our Instagram account. And some of these questions are the commonly FAQs.
Yeah, the KMRC.
So KMRC is Kenya Mortgage Refinancing Corporation or company. So what they do, it's like they are your partner in making home loans affordable. So they give you home loans. They partner with financial companies, lenders like banks and SACCOs to give you affordable home loans for below 10%, single-digit interest rates. And
you might wonder what affordable means, because now when you take a look at what market rate is, market rate in the start of the year was 21% for a mortgage. And so for KMRC to be there when market rates were 21% and for them to offer you 9.5.
Yeah, it's 9.5. Some banks it's 9. Some SACCOs it's around that.
But haitapita
10.
Haitapita. So that's what KMRC does. And so what they do is they were funded by World Bank and I don't know,
African Development Bank. Some investors put in their money there so that they can get return. KMRC, I see, had a bond recently. And they got around 1.4 B, around the same. So the investors, they get their money from loans, the World Bank, the African Development Bank, all that. That's where KMRC gets their cash. And I know there's something Mercy has mentioned, and it was a question. What is the difference, the main difference between the normal mortgage and KMRC-backed home loan?
So with a normal mortgage is now the financial institutions. Now let's say a bank or a SACCO, they use their own funds. For KMRC, it's like, KMRC, by the way, it's a government initiative. So it's like this initiative gives money in bulk to these lenders, banks, SACCOs, microfinance, and all those things. So they give money to these lenders, and then now the lenders are able to give you loans at lower rates. So the difference between a mortgage and a KMRC-backed mortgage is that the bank uses, or the institutions use their own pool of funds, and now they do theirs at market rate, which right now it's 16 to 18. And then now with KMRC, it's reducing, by the way, by the day, because it was 21 and people are shocked. And so standardly, financial institutions use their own pool of funds. KMRC-backed mortgages, it's just they use funds that have been lent to them by the government initiative.
And the reason why KMRC came about is because of the Big Four agenda. So initially the plan was, the plan is still to make sure everyone gets affordable housing. And a way to bridge that is not just building the houses, but even giving people the opportunity to get these loans at a lower rate. So basically that's why KMRC started.
And so you might ask yourselves, which banks are this zenye tunasema? Which SACCOs are this that are offering KMRC-backed mortgages. So there are some that are written in the KMRC website. We will put it in the show notes. We will also put it in the description box. So you can just go to their website and see which banks KMRC has partnered with. But also, you can go to your preferred bank.
Yeah.
Sacco, Stima Sacco, United, Zote.
Police Sacco.
Just go see, and then you ask them if they're giving mortgages that are KMRC backed. And there you will see that the rates are a bit lower. So different lenders, different rates. So it's up to you to go and do your research and see which one you work with. Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy to see because they are all out there. Na najua sahi kila mtu ako na bank yake. So it's as easy as calling your bank and asking. Alafu most people don't know about KMRC. I think maybe it's because ilianza 2018. So it's
actually
fairly new.
Ilianza hiyo 2018, but kuna some walianza kupata now the funds 2021 huko.
Yeah, 2022. So it's maybe 3 years old, 4 years old. And now that's why we are here, to shed light on such things so that people can get to know. Because everyone now needs to know. To own a home even.
Yeah. And by the way, the main reason for KMRC is to answer the housing crisis that was in Kenya or is in Kenya, and to make it affordable for everyone. And one of the basic rights of Kenyans is shelter.
Yeah.
And so KMRC answers that need. And so I think nimeongea di vitu zimeanza kupotea, but that's the main thing ya KMRC, to answer a need.
Yeah. Sasa you ask yourself, same question we asked last time. How do I start? Because that's the biggest issue. I might be seated at home. You might be seated at home asking yourself, okay, I want the loan. I want a low interest rate. Where do I begin? So the first thing is to identify where you want to get this home loan from. We've told you how to get it. Go to even websites that your bank. If you really don't want to call someone, just go see. They probably have it there. Then you need to have a stable income. I have not said a stable salary.
Yes.
Stable income. So stable income here means it's KMRC. To answer another question, well, I'm answering this one. KMRC still can be given to people in businesses. So however much you get, stable income. Maybe get your income statement for around 6 months. However much it varies, it has to be a bit stable. Get your salary, your pay slips, all that. You need to have stable income. Also, you need to be a Kenyan citizen.
Yes.
So even the people in diaspora, you're still a Kenyan citizen. So you can also get KMRC.
And then the other thing, you also need to have good credit history. Na last time tuliongelea kwa the episode, CRB wasikwe your friends. Like, ukiona CRB, rudi enda hivi.
You and CRB,
you should not even be in each other's paths, because now, last time also, when we were talking, now this is a bit to digress, we were talking about mortgages, and we realized that people who are in CRB in tiers, they do not get some perks. Sahi interest rate ni 16, an example. Someone who is in CRB might get it as 17, 18, 19. You see, like, there are different tiers, so please, jaribu ukwe
usijitoe kwa single digits tafadhali,
because now they need such documents to prove that you are a good and responsible person, so that when they give you this loan usiende upote. And the other thing you need documents. You need ID, KRA, if you're employed, something by the employer. Iko kwa episode. Ebu enda uangalie tu. Sasa hii tunaenda tunaongea sana, but those are some of the things you need. There's a question actually umeshasema before. Can someone with an irregular income, like freelancers or small business owners, still qualify? And the answer is yes. So atakama this month your money is 1M, next month your money is 100K. Like your nini haikuji stable, it's okay. What they just need is your bank statements, your tax returns, your business records, just something to show that even atakama during these periods of lows, you'll also have periods of high that are able to cover for your mortgage.
They can get an average of what your lows look like.
Yes, and then now you can be able to qualify.
Alafu pia, most of these things are disclaimer for everyone out there. It really depends on who you're getting your KMRC
Loan from.
Some banks have banks and circles have very different requirements.
And so someone might ask, do I need a deposit?
No, you don't.
Do I need a deposit?
It depends from where we're answering this question, Marcy. Because if I answer it from the developer side, the answer is yes. You will need a commitment of 10%.
And then normally, as we have said before, the 10% will get you a letter of offer, which is a legal document just saying that Edna Mwendwa is interested in purchasing this unit.
But also now when you look at it from the side of the banks, when you go to a bank, unajitaji wewe mwenyewe and your documents.
Like your bank account,
your
documents,
hizo kila kitu. Umesimama na zero bob. You don't need to give them any money for them to give you that loan.
And then there's another question that we got, and I think we got it like 5 times. Can I get 100% financing? And yes.
The answer is a big yes. So the financing is usually 105%
for KMRC.
We'll say why, because of the maximum amount of cash you can get. So the maximum amount of cash you can get is 10.5 million. So the 10 million is to purchase your house, or 100% is to purchase your house. Then the 5% is for the closing costs. Iso stamp duty, lawyer's fee, valuation fee, just to wrap it up.
But also we have to shed light on the stamp duty is 100% covered in that 5%. So if your house, let's say it's 10M, the 5%, 4% will be stamp duty, because stamp duty is 4%. And then the 1%, now you decide where it will go. So normally the financial institutions, they have a panel, either a panel of lawyers, a panel of valuers. So you can go there and you negotiate your percentage. You say, maybe we can go hypothetically 0.5, so that it gives you 1%. But keep in mind, which was also one question we got, how much can I borrow from a KMRC loan? Maximum 10.5
million.
They cannot go higher than that. And which begs the question, if I've seen a 3-bedroom, I've seen it for 16M, and KMRC is giving me 10.5, what happens?
So in that case, umesema
16.
So we have 10.5, the balance is around 5.5. Sindio, so go to your lender, ask them, kama wanaweza kupea the extra at market rate. So that is what usually happens. The 10.5 utapata at KMRC rate, 9.5, 9. Then the rest, sasa ina depend na bank yako. If they're giving loans at 18, you'll get the 5.5 at 18% interest rate. If they're giving it at 16, same. But unaweza pata. So ukitaka nyumba 25M, be smart. Make sure at least 10.5 iko financed by KMRC. Usiende market rate yote if there are options for you to save.
Yes. Another question. Is there a minimum or maximum salary bracket for KMRC loan applicants? And there's no minimum.
There is no minimum.
There's no minimum.
Hakuna minimum.
KMRC, it targets middle and low income earners, but it doesn't mean that there's a minimum bracket. The thing is, with KMRC, you can have other sources of income as long as you're able to afford. Like if your house is 2.45 maybe aka studio, ama aka 1 bedroom, as long as you're able to afford, which means your salary, your other to be asharaz to akando, as long as you're able to afford, it's okay. Hakuna minimum.
You might be getting a salary of 20 here and your businesses are earning you a bit more somewhere else. Bora unaweza lipa your loan, no one will really tell you hapana, go back home. No.
Hiya, there's a question. Who qualifies for a KMRC loan?
Kenyan citizens.
Even if you're in diaspora.
Yes. even if you're in diaspora, and anyone above 18 years old.
Yes. And also, before nisahau, you can apply for a KMRC loan once.
Oh,
Once in your lifetime.
Yes.
So, usianze kuuliza, can I get KMRC loans? Can I buy this home with a KMRC loan? Can I go to this other development, buy it with a KMRC loan? It only applies once. And this is, it's like, yo nini ya boma yangu. One ID number, one house. So it's similar thing here. So if you're nini, it's to help people get a home. This loan was specifically for shelter.
Yeah, that's something I wanted to touch on. So there's someone who's out there thinking, or anaweza kuwa kijuliza, can I get the loan for nyumba ya investment? Unfortunately, no. You cannot. But who's to say
that your nyumba ni
investment?
Wink, wink.
Make of that what you will.
Asisi atuendelee.
Yeah, because see, tumesema this loan was made affordable ndio watu wapate manyumba za kuishi. Haya, tuendele.
Haya. So step-by-step process of getting a KMRC loan. It's similar to the mortgage, honestly. Go to your preferred lender, end a call, tell them, give them your income statements. They'll tell you how much you qualify for. And then now you can see how you want to structure your loan. And so just to give you an overview, it's to contact your lender, gather your required docs, submit your loan application, undergo credit and income assessment. And this is the most critical part. So every time you're applying, ensure that your documents, and we will keep on insisting, ensure that your documents are in order so that usianze kudelay hii process. The process already is long, like 3 months, 90 days. So jisaidie
by making it easier.
And then property valuation, alafu pesa
inatumwa the developer, everything. By the way, Masi, we're talking about developer sana, but can you buy and build? Unaweza jijengea na KMRC?
Yes.
How does that go?
So the thing is, kuna two scenarios. Kuna scenario ya mtu mwenye anataka mwenye ako na shamba na anataka construct. So you can get a construction loan through KMRC.
Yes.
Similar rates, single digit, 9, 9.5, 9.7. That's the same.
Yeah.
Ama if you want to buy a piece of land and also build. But remember,
iko hapo
10.5. Ukinunua hiyo shamba na ukijenga hiyo nyumba, isipite 10.5.
Exactly.
Because now they won't help you sasa hapo.
Alafu I remember I said I didn't highlight another difference between the market rate loans and the KMRC loan. So for KMRC inakuanga fixed.
Yes.
Now, KMRC nilisema anyone above 18 years old can get it. Sasa tuende kwa the years, ndo niende sana nikiwaambia the difference. So KMRC you can repay it.
It's okay.
KMRC you can repay it up to 25 years.
Yes.
So let's say I am 25. I'm not 25, but let's say I am 25. Lazima niseme I cannot age myself before I age.
Preach. Yes. Leteni Biblia.
So let's say I'm 25. I can repay my KMRC loan for 25 years. So nitamaliza kulipa nikiwa 50. But the closer you are to your retirement age, the less the time period
for you to repay. Yeah.
Sasa easy 25 years. The difference between a normal rate and a KMRC loan is that the interest rate is fixed.
Ata
come rain, come sunshine,
it will
come
always
economic crisis, come whatever. Kama ulipata na 9, utamaliza na 9. Zikishuka, mwenye alipata na 6, ataendelea nayo na 6. Kama ulipata na 9.5, utaendelea same. So it's fixed for the 25 years or for the duration of your repayment.
Alafu nikichukua alafu nilipe a bit earlier, do I get penalties? Like nimesema I took the 25 years and then hapo katikati nikipata 1M naangusha, nikipata 2M naangusha.
Why would we punish you for being a good person? Why?
Gosh, unanipenda.
I love you so much.
So
much so that KMRC will reduce your interest rate as you put in large sum.
Yes.
So not
interest rate,
sorry,
interest paid.
the interest paid.
Yeah.
Acha nijicorrect.
Kwa sababu pesa
paid.
enye unalipa, so tuseme nikipata hiyo lump sum, pesa ninalipa inaenda kukata
Your principal.
And so if your principal reduces, definitely your interest will reduce.
We're always saying principal. Kuna mtu anajua mwenye hajawai like take a loan, for example. What is a principal?
So principal is the amount that you borrow in full. So if it's 10M you've borrowed, 10M is your principal. And let's say he 10M, each month you're paying, let's say, interest at 100K, hypothetical also. So next month, si nimepata 2M, nimeenda nimeikata. So si itakuwa 10 minus 8. 10 minus 2 inakuwa 8. So my interest will move from, let's say, 100 to 80. So at least unacheki. And also it really helps because now the tip, nikawa light bulb moment, people are normally advised to take the longer period so that you have smaller like repayments. And then during those repayments, you're able to put in lump sum. Ndo isikufinye.
Because if you have a good 25 years left, chukua zote.
Chukua,
why are you taking 20?
Chukua yote, and then keep it in the back of your mind that you have an agenda. You have to finish this loan. So each month, let's say your repayment period will be 60K ama 30K. Like utakuwa ukilipa hiyo 30 haikufinyi.
Yeah.
So hata ukipata 20K, si lazima ikue by the way 2M. Si lazima ikue like big lump sum.
Yeah.
Like if your paying is 30K and you get 10K more, it's okay. Just put it and it's okay. And in the long run, miaka inapungua, haitakuwa 25 years anymore. Itakuwa hata 10.
Life keeps moving, time keeps going, but you still don't have a house.
Oh, guy, unaniongelesha? Why are you shouting?
Another question. What if I default? How flexible is KMRC during tough times?
So, one of the things in our previous episode, and I repeat again, if you haven't watched it, go back and watch. One of the things we were talking about last time is communication. And you might ask yourself, why is Nasi talking about communication? Na tunaongelea story ya mtu ku default. But now it's more of these people are human, people in the financial institution, the banks, the SACCOs. So anytime you're defaulting, between 30 days, they'll have contacted you and say, hey,
what's up?
Kuna shida. Do we need to restructure this loan for you? Unafinywa mahali. Unaweza mwambia, by the way, nimefinywa, nipe like 3 months.
Yeah.
Alafu, nitarudi kulipa. Something of that sort. So, before tufike like hardcore defaults, there are already mechanisms in place to shield you and help you. And also, kuna hiyo story ya insurance
yeah,
tuliongelelea. So even if umefinywa sana, like umefutwa kazi na the employer, you're able to, like the insurance will pay for you until you're able to get to a good place. Alafu mtu akikataa, it now changes.
Yeah, hapo sasa kuna difference. But I was also about to say, things do happen. People get responsibilities.
Yeah.
Some people, family members get sick.
COVID also happens.
Like, things do happen. And maybe hauja default kwa kutaka.
So, kama wewe sasa umekata. The house is the security. So, they'll be left with no choice but to sell your house. And now when they're selling the house, it will be at 75% of the market value.
Yeah.
And then now, let's say kama your house was 10M, and you had paid ikafika 6M, and let's say they're wakiuza, because itakuwa ime appreciate, itakuwa maybe 12M, wakiuza itarudi back to 10M. So wakiuza na 10M na ulikuwa umelipa 7M ama 6M, the balance unarudishwa kwa mkono yako. So it's all right. But also remember, we were saying good credit score. CRB remembers these days. So try as much as possible. Ukifinywa, have a conversation so that the banks, the SACCOs, the microfinance are not forced to go to other measures. Yeah. So, yeah.
Kulikuwa na hiyo swali pia ya additional costs. I think we've spoken about it. It's just valuers fee,
valuation, sikia nasema values fee valuation
Zote.
negotiation banks zenye wanafanya so it's
bankers fee.
they're normally standard and also we will put
They're
a document
covered.
yeah
And they're covered. And kuna hiyo swali, if I own land, we've answered that question. Are KMRC loans available for renovations and home improvements? No.
I don't think so. It's just for home purchases and construction.
Remember why KMRC came about? That's the only reason why it's here. Not to
help people get their
furnish
home.
your house.
But I believe banks can offer such loans.
They can.
It's a renovations, but they'll give you at market rate.
Loan ni loan.
Loan ni loan. So if you want to renovate your home, I'm sorry, KMRC is not available
For that specific.
Yeah.
purpose.
Unaweza enda to your preferred lender and you ask them if they offer such loans.
Does KMRC provide financing for off-plan houses?
Yes. And this is why we love our sponsor.
Yes, they do off-plan developments. They have Riverbank Apartments, Mzizi, which is affordable housing.
Yes.
Cascadia lies in the same place. Vipingo in Kilifi also.
And they also have in Uganda.
So check them out.
it's not a common practice.
It isn't.
For developers to give you
For financials to even give you
loans for off-plan.
Lazima ikuwe mtu amejiprove that they can deliver.
Yeah. And so different banks have different developers on their list who they approve kuwapea off-plan purchases. But go with our sponsor.
We would recommend Centum Real Estate. Anyway, that's our
never go wrong.
personal opinion, but Centum Real.
Na leo umefinya, but
ni ukweli, honestly.
Centum Real.
Even see how they are empowering young people to give such information to everyone. I mean, why wouldn't you love them?
And speaking of young people, what advice could you give to a young Kenyan who's looking to own a home and maybe they're looking at KMRC as an avenue?
Start small.
Yeah.
Personally, I'd advise. Don't go for the big house because I think sahi haujafikisha, well, there are young families, let me not assume, but sahi haujafikisha the place where you know how your future could look like. Because kuna mtu maybe akona like 2 kids anajua, okay, I've finished this, so we need a house that looks this and this. So get your first home, a small one, start small, something that you can repay, ask questions, go to uzuri wa watu ni watu wa kuongea. Enda uongeleshe your relationship manager. Sai, I think everyone should have a relationship manager.
Yeah.
Ni story ingine yetu tuongelelea about saving. Guys, where is your money going? Anyway.
Okay, tutaongelea saving because hata kabla tuendelee, hebu tuongelele saving. Because every time you're just saying, oh, buy this, but where do I get my money?
Saving.
Where do I get my money? Where do I get that 10% deposit?
Personally, I have a financial advisor, and that's one of the things I made sure I did this year. Nitafute mtu wa kuni advise about my finances, because if I don't start today, I'll postpone it next week. So there are these fixed deposit accounts. It depends on where you're going to be saving. So kuna za like 5 years,
10 years,
and I know one where you put in 5k per month, and in the next 5 years you'll have gotten around 300 and something, 400k about. Depends on the interest rate you're getting. In that 5 years, sintakuwa na deposit. Sinaweza enda KMRC. I will survive.
And imagine you started with 5k.
Just 5 every month.
Yeah.
That 5 you probably use on Ubers or
alcohol.
Yeah, that meal you really do not need to be ordering from Glovo.
Tunakuangalia straight in the eye.
When we tell you, imagine that chicken in could have bought you a house.
So go get yourself a financial advisor.
Yeah. If you
There
need
are so
one,
many options.
ask me.
Yeah.
I can assist. Or depending on where you would like, maybe I could contact someone for you.
Na mimi yangu ni ameongelea fixed, yangu ni MMF. Aki nakwambia people have had MMF, but it's
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's a lifesaver. But MMF, it's mostly for short-term goals.
Ni kama parking ya pesa.
Kama, let's say, emergency fund, vacation fund.
But
what
ukiona
else?
hujui penye utaweka
Pesa yako.
Kindly. Tupa tu kwa MMF bas. Some you can even start your MMFs kwa simu
USSD.
Sahi, if you think you're not good at saving na hauna discipline na utaki kufuatana sijui kwenda kwa bank ama kwenda wapi, start it on your phone, tupa huko,
and then we will know later. Yeah, but as always, we're here to help you. Yes. We are your friends, so if you have any questions in terms of financial decisions, we're not, hatusemi we are perfect.
We are not pros, we are not professionals in that sector, by the way.
We are also young. We are also young and we are starting.
Trying to figure it out.
So at least we can shed a light
on that.
Hiya. So I think you've said, Storia, could start small. And my other tip was take time to understand your finances. So now that we have said, get a financial advisor, get someone you can talk to, and then you'll know where you lie. You'll know where you lie, so that you don't start taking a loan and itakuja iku finye.
So what we build, what we buy, all of you are covered by KMRC. So you can make that bold step today. If you've been waiting for a good chance, wacha tukuaffirm na tukureaffirm, because I think home buying inakwanga mostly an emotional decision.
It's a long journey.
Tutasema ni logical, really.
But it's emotional.
It's emotional. It's
what you know works. Like, it's... there's something... What's the opposite of limiting belief? It's like, kama umeshinda umezoea apartments, it will be very difficult for me to come here and tell you, oh my God, you should go buy land. Kama umezoea shamba, it will be very difficult for me to come and change your mind ati, oh, go buy an apartment in Westlands.
But now you can do all.
So it's a very emotional decision. It's a very long journey, and we hope that this episode has at least shed light on what KMRC does for you.
Yeah. So that's it for today. Very short, very quick.
Sweet.
But we're glad to have done it.
Yes.
So
at least if you have any question, as always, tuko available, social media, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, YouTube.
At The Real Conversation KE.
And
yes, see you next week.
This has been The Real Conversation.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.